Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. And there you have it, guys. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't easy. But in the end, Man United got the win, got the job done. We held on to held on till the very end. De Gea made some great saves. Dalot had a great performance. Great performance by Dalot. There's so much to talk about. Rashford with another headed goal. Great cross by Eriksen. Rashford started. Elanga started. No Antony. No Sancho. Maguire started ahead of Lindelof. There's a lot to talk about, guys. So much to get into. The game, as I said, wasn't a pretty game, but United got the job done. Let's get into it. Let's dissect this game. Let's look at the first half pragmatically, and let's look at the second half. Let's find out what went right, what went down, why United couldn't get into their pattern. We're gonna get into it. Before I start, please, guys. If you're not... Please, guys, as usual, smash the like button, turn on your notifications. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe below. A brand new channel starting off here. I'm just going to give you my verdict, my point of view, my analysis of the game. And we're going to hopefully have a back and forth. If you've got any questions for me, just fire the questions. If you disagree with any of the things I've said, if you agree with any of the things I've said, just comment below and start a conversation. This is what the channel is about. I'm just going to post you my post-match analysis, and we're going to have a debrief about the game. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about the starting lineup first and foremost. Let's talk about who started this game. Was it right to start Ronaldo up front? In the Premier League, we haven't been starting Ronaldo, and we've been playing well. Rashford has been leading the line. He likes Rashford leading the line because he's more dynamic. He has pace. He can stretch teams in from behind as well. And so far, Ronaldo just hasn't really been doing it in the Premier League this season. So the fact that he started Ronaldo up front, especially after everything that went on with walking off, being punished, being told to train with the under-21s, being told or being removed from the squad, and all the things that's been going on surrounding Ronaldo over the past few weeks. I was very surprised that he started the game, but nonetheless, we started Ronaldo up front, which means Rashford went onto the left, and we had Elanga on the right, which means we had no Sancho and we had no Antony. And we not only did we start with those attacking players, we also started Maguire. And I'm not quite sure. I think this is probably one of the first games Maguire has started for a long time. And when Maguire starts in the Premier League, let's be honest, we don't play that well. We know Maguire lacks pace. So playing with a high line, which is what Ten Hag wants to do, becomes very much more difficult when you play with Maguire. That is visibly seen. We can see that. It's clear. So starting Maguire, starting Elanga on the right, no Antony, no Sancho, no Varane. I was logically nervous about the game. I thought this was going to be a tough game, a really, really hard game, because we're not playing our better players. And I try to think why. Why did Ten Hag go this route? Why did Ten Hag choose these players? And I thought to myself, it must be because of the team. He's looked at the team. He's looked at West Ham. West Ham are a very, very physical team. They love their crosses into the box. They're very dynamic. And he thought, you know what? Rather than the guile that Sancho and perhaps Antony bring, when teams are, playing in a low block, he went perhaps more with the dynamic pace and power, dynamism that Rashford and Elanga bring. Rashford and Elanga are not going to bring you not much flair, not much imagination in terms of types of passes, perhaps, but what they will give you is directness. That might be a bit harsh on Rashford, but definitely with Elanga especially, he's just more direct. I'm not the greatest fan of Elanga. I don't think Elanga has the technical ability needed for somebody to play at Old Trafford, to play for Manchester United Football Club. But for what he is, Elanga is what he is. That's all I can say about Elanga. So he went for the more pace and power. That's fine. I understand why he went that way, I think. But within the first few minutes the game started, we were opened up by West Ham. There was a big hole where Maguire should have been. And I thought, okay, here we go. This is going to play out the way that I thought it's going to play out. Maguire playing instead of Varane. Varane is quicker. Varane and Martinez, that partnership has blossomed and it was bloomed since they got together. Since the Brentford and the Brighton game, we've just been on a positive trajectory. So I hope now bringing Maguire in, we don't fall back into the same habits, because Maguire just simply cannot play high up in the back four, but maybe in the back five, but he can't. He doesn't have the legs. So once I saw that hole, that space that he left within the first few minutes, I thought this was going to be a difficult game. Very difficult game. We had a few chances though. But even within the first 6 minutes, there were 2 balls over the top to Rashford and Elanga. And Elanga, to be honest, he probably should have scored. He scuffed his shot. So I thought, okay, we're going to get chances. We're going to get chances today. Dalot crossed the ball to Rashford, I think around the 15th minute of the game. And Rashford had a really good connection with the ball, but his header went straight at the keeper. And I'm noticing that, is it me or is Rashford just improving his heading ability? I don't know if I'm because he scored a few headers recently, but the way he's heading the ball, he's heading it, he's getting a lot of power into his headers, a lot of power now. And the way he's moving his neck, you can tell that he's been trying or been improving the timing. Because some heading's about timing as well, as we know, not just about power, but you just got to time the movement right. And I think that he's slowly getting that right. He's getting better at that. But once again, around the 23rd minute, West Ham countered United into the space that Maguire vacated. Maguire engaged the player, missed, and then there was a massive hole where he should be, and they used or monopolized that space. And once again, Maguire was found out. Once again, because Maguire doesn't have the pace to run in behind, you will notice a lot of the times he will choose to engage. He will choose to be the one to pressure the defender, to try to get the ball, try to win the ball in front of the attacker. He will try to do that a lot because he knows that if the attacker turns and runs at him, he's toast. And if he misses and doesn't get it right, well, we will see what happens. So Maguire is a problem. The way that Ten Hag wants to play, Maguire is a problem. And West Ham started getting into the game. After that chance, and as the second half progressed, West Ham started working their way into the game. One thing I did notice that as well, and I'm pretty sure you guys noticed this as well, is that when De Gea, and all the times, but a lot of times when De Gea was taking his free kicks, both Casemiro and Martinez will be in the penalty box. And I don't know if that must be an instruction from Ten Hag, and probably another way for us to keep the ball. Why not Maguire and Martinez? Why Casemiro and Martinez? And I just found that really interesting. Does he not trust Maguire to go in there? I don't know. But tell me what you guys think about that. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Sorry, guys. But as the half progressed, around the 35th minute, Elanga had a wild shot. Do you guys remember that shot that Elanga had? Where I think it was a cross from the left-hand side. It came to him. He had space and he had time, and he sliced his shot. And his shot actually went out for a throw-in. And I was like, oh, Elanga, let me know. I want to know you guys' opinion of Elanga. Let me know what type of baller you think he is, because as I mentioned before, he's very direct, he's very pacey, but he just doesn't, for me, have the technical ability to be at Manchester United Football Club. And that's just my honest opinion of Elanga. But that being said, we scored. United did score in the first half. We did score in the first half. Once again, great headed goal by Rashford. Eriksen with the cross, right foot, beautiful cross. great power. Rashford ran. He made a good run as well. One thing I'm noticing as well with Rashford, he's running into the box and he's trying to time it right. Great leap, and great power. Great power. It was just, everything was just perfect. Really good goal. I'm a big critic of Rashford. I am. He frustrates, but give credit where credit is due. He scored 2 headers, and if he keeps improving, I want a guy to improve. Let's keep improving, Rashford. Come on, let's keep going. So yeah, first half ended. What can I say about the first half? It was United deserved to go in 1-0, but at the end of the first half, I could feel that if we didn't capitalize, if we didn't score a second goal, it was going to get very tense, and that's what happened. First 10 minutes of the second half now, and we had no hold, absolutely no hold in the game. I don't know what happened, but West Ham came out. They were better. They were more hungry. They were the first to most of the 50-50s. And we just looked like a team just with no ideas for the first 10 minutes. We just couldn't get a pattern of play, a passage of play at all. And to be honest, even though West Ham played better, neither team had a hold of the game in the first 10 minutes. But West Ham were definitely better. They definitely started the second half better. One thing I did notice is that we stopped pressing in the second half. We didn't press as aggressively. We allowed them the ball, and you could see it. Minute by minute, our attack stopped pressing. We went deeper and deeper, and our defensive line also got deeper and deeper. And Maguire, around the 58th minute, almost gave away a penalty. He was nutmegged, totally out of it, as usual, nutmegged. His head was spinning. He didn't know where he was, and it looked like a penalty. It looked funny. It looked dodgy. It looked like another referee could have given it as a penalty. And I was thinking, this is one of those games where either Maguire or someone else is going to give away a penalty. It just didn't. We lost control of the game, or any bit of control we had of the game was just gone by that time. And when McTominay came on for Elango, that mango. When McTominay came on for Elanga around the 60th minute, I thought to myself, okay, he's bringing, rather than going for the win, rather than making an attacking substitution, I would have brought on an attacker. He took off the attacker and he brought on a midfielder. Personally, I would have made an attacking change. I understand why Ten Hag went for a defensive change. You wanted to shore up the midfield. I guess. McTominay is tall. He probably understood that West Ham were going to start putting crosses into the box, and maybe if McTominay wasn't on the pitch, would have maybe conceded a goal. Hindsight, who knows? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. But I still would have made a more attacking change. But we made a more defensive change. We brought on McTominay. And yeah, I guess after that, I noticed, and we can all see that West Ham started putting more crosses into the box. Their game plan, it seemed like, was to last as long as possible and throw those crosses into the box. We have Martinez, who everybody says he's the smallest defender in the world. And he can't defend in the Premier League because he's 5'9", and he's basically telling everyone to shut up because he's proving everyone wrong. So they just started putting the crosses in, and we, United, kind of dealt with it decently. We dealt with it okay when we didn't concede, clearly. So we must be doing something right. But yeah, Fred came on for Eriksen around the 78th minute once again. It wasn't one of Eriksen's better games today. Even though it was his assist for, of course, the goal, holistically for the full, 80 minutes that he was on the field, it wasn't one of his better games. And the game before, he didn't play that well either. I think we need to start managing Eriksen. I know he's been ill and he was out of the team anyway, but I think his performances in the early games have risen our expectations, or yeah, put our expectations really high. So when he has off games or games when he's not that good, we notice it a bit more. And I think we just need to just relax a little bit with Eriksen and just remind ourselves that he is 30 or 31. He does have the pacemaker, and he's not going to play well every game. But yeah, it wasn't one of his best games. Fred came on to shore up the defence, I guess. We needed legs, we needed runners, and that's what he provided. Around the 82nd minute, Zuma, good header by Zuma, great save by De Gea. The last 10 minutes was De Gea's 10 minutes. He owned those 10 minutes. We were just holding on, and it didn't need to happen. It didn't need to end this way. I don't think it did. I think we could have had a better control over the game. And some of the opportunities we had to counter-attack, we just wasted them with the final ball as well. And it just got increasingly desperate. Scott McTominay had a cross. Fred had a header as well that they saved. But yeah, that Declan Rice shot at the end was so sweet. So sweet. And what a save by David De Gea again. But in the end, we held on. United held on. And I think we are 1 point outside the top four. And I think we have a game in hand as well. So it wasn't a pretty game. I don't know about the starting lineup, but we got the job done. United got the job done. Casemiro had a good game. The Brazil head coach was in the stands watching the Brazilians play. Unfortunately, we didn't see Antony. Maguire is a problem, guys. He did his job today, Some parts he played well. He cleared the ball, he passed the ball well, but there's another thing that I don't really like with Maguire, and it's the amount of time he takes on the ball. When Martinez gets the ball, usually it's 1 or 2 touches. Get the ball, bam, pass. Casemiro is the best at doing that at the moment in the team. If Casemiro can make the pass with just 1 touch, he'll do it with just 1 touch. He doesn't need to take multiple touches for some reason, So if you can do it in 1 touch, do it in 1 touch. Of course, sometimes you need to slow the game down. I understand that as well. But Maguire always has to take 2 or 3 touches all the time. Even when the pass is on, come on, Maguire, quick. He just gets the ball, takes another touch, then he dribbles it, then takes another touch. And I'm like, quicker. He does that too much. He takes too many touches. And he puts his own team under pressure. The pass could be on. All we had to do is pass it 1 time, 1 touch pass. But he controls it. He waits and he waits. He invites the pressure on the defense. And then he decides to pass. But by then it's too late. Everyone has been marked by now. Or when, he waits till everyone's marked and then he hoofs it. Come on, Maguire, quicker, please, quicker. So that does bug me with Maguire. But, he had good moments, but also he had bad moments. Bruno was okay today. I've got no beef with Bruno's game. Once again, he probably gives the ball away a bit too much for my liking, but that's Bruno. What are you gonna do? Ronaldo, Ronaldo lacks the presence now. Now you don't even feel his presence up front anymore. You can see he just can't. He can't do it at the highest level. He cannot. Well, not in the Premier League anyway. But the quicker we get another striker in, the better. Because even though we play well with Martial, and Martial is perfect for this team. We've seen how we play with Martial. If he can't get fit, then we need another striker anyway, because Ronaldo's going to leave. He's going to leave. His contract's up anyway, so he'll leave either way. But if I hope United go in January and get a striker, I really do, because we need a striker. Luke Shaw had a decent game. Luke Shaw technically is a good footballer. My problem with Luke Shaw is his application. That's it. He has a technical ability, but up here, I don't know if he has it up there. That's all. My man of the match, Diogo Dalot. Diogo Dalot, take a bow, son. My man of the match. What a performance. There's one time I saw him on the left back spot. Level with Luke Shaw, right? And Luke Shaw's the left back, right? And they were both running back. They were both tracking back. But I'm thinking, why is our right back in our left back position? And not only was he in Luke Shaw's position, he was actually quicker than Luke Shaw. He was getting back and he showed more drive and he showed more determination than Luke Shaw did to get back in Luke Shaw's position, to cover for Luke Shaw, than he did himself. Luke Shaw was jogging back and they were level. Dalot and Luke Shaw were level. Luke Shaw was just jogging and Dalot was sprinting back to get back in the left back spot. That is Diogo Dalot. The way that he's always high-fiving, the way that he's always, encouraging his teammates, the goalkeeper when he makes the saves, he's got that warrior mentality. I always say mentality in football is everything. Dalot not only has a technical ability, and he's always had the technical ability. Dalot's always been techie to the point that some people have said, let's play him in the right wing. Let's play him right wing. You only say that to people to fullbacks who are techie. Otherwise, why would I want you to play in the wing? So he's got good cross of the ball. He's got good technique, but he was lightweight. He came and he was muscled off the ball all the time. He went on loan. He came back. He's a man now. The way he speaks, his maturity, you can see in his game. He's now becoming a leader and he has that mentality. You can tell that he has the elite mentality and the elite drive that you need. My man of the match, Diogo Dalot. There you have it. Let's go. One last game in the Europa League group stage. Yeah. What do you guys think of the performance? Let me know if you agree with my assessment or disagree with my assessment. I think we will finish in the top 4 this season. I'm going to put it out there. I think United will finish in the top 4 this season. There you go. Yeah. What do you guys think of the game? Comment below. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Who was your man of the match? Who was the worst player? Probably Elanga. I don't get Elanga. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, have a good evening. Peace. If you're not